My childhood was great, I suppose. My dad was a commercial diver, so he was working abroad a lot, but we would have travelled a lot until I was 9, and then we settled in Dublin. Moving country, school, all that kind of thing just before you go into your teenage years is pretty challenging. It seems like so oversimplified to say that you were just experiencing such a pervasive sadness, but that is what it felt like for me. You know, when you wake up in the morning and just immediately you feel terrible, do you know, and that's such an ongoing stress, and especially when you're experiencing a lot of confusion along with that. I wouldn't have been very aware of what depression or anxiety even was. I just knew that I was unhappy, I suppose. Mostly characterized by just a feeling of isolation. It would have been quite difficult for my parents as well. My mother, she wouldn't have had any experience of depression, or certainly not something to put a name on. So I'd say it was pretty challenging for her trying to deal with that. I later went to a psychotherapist, and that was really helpful. That would have been when I was about 17 though, so I'd kind of been experiencing it for a long while then. Because of financial constraints, which I think is a problem for a lot of people, it wasn't something I could do for as long as probably necessary, but for the short time that I was seeing her, it was really helpful, really positive, for no other reason really than just validating what I was feeling. You know, I think it can be huge to ultimately just actually understand what you're experiencing and to reach out to talk to someone about it. As soon as I started opening up to the people in my life, I started feeling much less alone. And even though the symptoms, they don't go away magically, if you open up to someone, it definitely helps. And for me, it was definitely the beginning of recovering and coming through that. So the internet is great, so I was able to research depression and anxiety, all these kind of things. I started kind of building resilience once I understood that that was even a concept. It's just how well you cope with normal life struggles. Different things I employed was, I suppose, strengthening all my personal relationships, allowing myself to lean on the people in my life, so talking to my friends about it, opening up to my family. A lot of the time I think people feel guilty about maybe relying on the people in their life when they're dealing with mental health issues, but a lot of the time the people in your life are actually relieved when you open up, so that was a big thing for me to come to understand, I suppose. I began doing martial arts, I started doing yoga, all these kind of things that really helped me manage my anxiety. I wouldn't really say that I am dealing with depression anymore because of those things, so yeah.